go straight back to Charlie Peters with some more breaking news for you.
Well, we can bring you the first image of the suspect, the offender in this case, shared on social media earlier this morning. This appears to be the attacker in this horrifying incident at a synagogue in Manchester. Now, we've assessed this image based on Google Street View as well to verify the location, and this image shared with us from sources online as well, and we've checked with local sources in Greater Manchester to verify this image. Now, the police have said that the man they shot, they can't confirm if he is dead because there are safety issues about suspicious items on his person. But this is the man that we believe was behind this attack this morning, which has left 2 people dead and 3 others in a serious condition. This attack at the Heaton Park Synagogue. 3 other victims in a serious condition. A bomb disposal unit remains on the scene. And this man wearing blue jeans, a blue jumper rolled up beyond his elbows, bald with a thick beard and holding his hands out. Unsure if that's of any significance. And behind him what appear to be 2 windows into the synagogue. And then there, beneath his waistline, is the item which has attracted so much concern, not only from the authorities, but also witnesses in Crumpsall who've shared their concerns with GB News. Could that be the device with wires that our witnesses were talking about on the location? Now, of course, at this stage, we don't have an identity, we don't have a motive being discussed, but I think it's of an understanding that we can all agree this is a clear attack on Jewish people on Yom Kippur, but no information has been shared about who this person is, and the police aren't even able yet to confirm that he is dead. But this attacker shot dead by the police, we believe, at around 9:38 this morning, 1 minute after they arrived on the scene. On the most holy day in the Jewish calendar, Yom Kippur, a day of reflection that for many Jews in Manchester started with extreme violence and what appears to be an anti-Semitic terror attack. Now, we know that Greater Manchester Police, due to the actions of this man, declared Plato, which means that there was a interoperability action ordered to other agencies that Greater Manchester Police works with and supports, including the health service, the ambulance service. That led to several hospitals in Greater Manchester going on lockdown. That has since been lifted, but this is the image of the attacker that we understand to be in this incident. Blue jeans, a blue long-sleeve top rolled up beyond his sleeves. It seems it could be a T-shirt. And then also bald with a thick beard and what appears to be some sort of white object below his waistline. This is the object that attracted so much concern, we believe, from police officers on the scene who shot him and told people near the fence to move away, believing that there was a serious risk to others in the area. But that man is believed to be the man behind those 2 people sadly killed this morning at the Heaton Park Synagogue, and 3 others remain in a serious condition.
Now, Charlie, beyond the blue jeans, the dark blue, navy blue, perhaps even black shirt, the thick beard, the bald head, I think it's fair to say that this man looks as if he's of a Middle Eastern complexion.
Yeah, the lighting on the image is unclear, but at this stage it seems highly likely that he is of Middle Eastern background, Tom. I think that's a totally fair assessment. And based on, footage shared and also what eyewitnesses have shared with GB News, that would appear to be the case in this scenario. And he is of a large build. He is of a medium height. But his hands out, and with that, what appears to be the device that attracted so much concern below his waistline as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's always difficult to tell from this picture, but it does appear to be, I would say, in his late 30s. And there is some speculation that he is wearing a bulletproof vest as well as a suspected suicide belt. That's the image you can see on your screen there. Obviously, we'll bring you any more information we have as the show and indeed the afternoon progresses here on GB News.
Absolutely. And of course, the police will be trying to get more and more confirmation about who this person is, but as Charlie has been telling us, getting the medical professionals towards him is very difficult because of this suspected suicide vest, suicide belt, perhaps. Much more on this, of course, throughout the show as we get it. More information, of course, coming through to us all the time about this incident. But let's get the thoughts now of Jewish News UK editor Richard Ferrer. Richard, this just must be the most terrible time for Jews up and down the country.
Yeah. I remember sitting in synagogue on Yom Kippur on this day in 2019 when there was an attack outside of the synagogue in Germany. And I remember talking to my dad, wondering when this day might finally come here in the UK. And here we are. My heart is broken for the families of the people that have died. This is the darkest day for the British Jewish community in my lifetime.
Obviously, this is a Yom Kippur, the day of the atonement, the holiest day of the Jewish year. I mean, when you heard this news this morning, I mean, what effect did it have on you?
You know, it's been hard. I mean, British Jews have lived under tight security, unparalleled. People who aren't in the Jewish community wouldn't believe that children have to go to school behind barbed wire and past guards and CCTV cameras. Volunteers patrolling outside, mums and dads standing outside with walkie-talkies trying to keep their loved ones safe inside. One of those people, I understand, is amongst either the dead or the wounded today. And families calculating the safest shul to go to for Shabbat service, or children practicing lockdown drills in their classrooms. That's always been the reality for the Jewish community in this country. But something has broken today. The atmosphere, I think, has changed. And I don't think the Jewish community can look after itself anymore. The rest of the country need to look after us too now.
Richard, it is just so concerning to see this break out on the streets in such a clear and violent way. I've been looking at the demographics of the area. I mean, Broughton Park in North Manchester, it's 56% Jewish, 57% Jewish, rounding up. It's an incredibly Jewish area. Someone who's gone to this area to target a synagogue, it's a hugely symbolic and horrific attack on a people, not just those who were attacked, but the entirety of the Jewish people. But what's really fascinating about this is that looking at the ONS, I believe this is the census data that I'm looking at here. This ward, Broughton Park, 57% Jewish, is right next door to Crumpsall South, which is 69% Muslim. These two communities are rubbing up against each other, and in a very, I mean, these are two religious minorities living right next door to each other. Two communities that are where you have a high concentration of each in each part.
Yeah, Manchester as the second largest populace for the Jewish community after London, where I am, and Britain, I think there's only 0.4%, 270,000 Jews who have been left to fight this battle alone, while the warning lights have been flashing in recent months and years. Anti-Semitic incidents, I think 4,000 or something like that this year. They have been attacks on property, not people, up until today. And it really was just a matter of time before today happened, the day, as I said, we all knew was coming. And it needs to be a day that Britain finally wakes up and realises the threat, not just to the Jewish community, because if Jews can't turn up at synagogue on the holiest day and pray with their families without fearing for their lives, what does that say about Britain?